As former Sinajana resident Odelia Jamie remembers her neighbor, 56-year-old John Chargoloff, her eyes begin to water up. On Thursday afternoon, she looked onto Chargoloff's home with only kind words to say.
I've always known him to be a very caring person. Anything he needed, he was there. He always helped us, and vice versa. Even when my parents were sick, he was always here helping me out with my dad and my mom. And for him, what I heard in the news, he was throwing rocks. I don't know exactly what transpired, but he's not a violent person. I've never known him to be that way.
Chargoloff passed early Wednesday morning from a skull fracture with a brain contusion from a fall. As we've been reporting, police reports state Chargoloff was burning in his yard on Tuesday, sparking a dispute between him and his neighbor, Ryan Titano, from across the street. The argument turned deadly when Chargoloff reportedly threw rocks to Titano, and Titano pushed Chargoloff. Chargoloff was transported to Naval Hospital, where he later passed of head injuries.
I'm pretty shocked because he's always here. And we're always back and forth helping each other out.
According to Irene Garrido Titano, who resides in Jamie's old Sinajana home, tensions were always high between the two men.
To find out that he passed away, we were shocked. I didn't know it was going to go this far. Ever since Mr. Titano moved in, it's always dispute between those two. I hear it. I stay home. Sometimes I peek to see what's going on, thinking it's Bobby that needs to be transferred to GMH, but it's just the fire rescue. So I just go back in because it's a normal thing.
Both women say Chargoloff was retired and lived with his bedridden wife, Bobby. Bobby suffered from a stroke, leaving Chargoloff as her primary caregiver. Because Chargoloff couldn't afford a weekly trash pickup, he resorted to burning on his property. As Garrido Titano says, Titano is not a relative, but lives adjacent to her home. She adds the man appears to be in his 40s and only came out of his house for one reason.
That's the only time he comes out when John burns.
Although Garrido Titano wasn't home on the night of the altercation, she can only speculate what happened between her neighbors.
Maybe out of anger, because he already had it to the top where the fire rescue would always come. Sometimes 2 times in one day, sometimes 3 times in a week. It was getting too ridiculous when is it going to stop? It wasn't like this before, because my mother-in-law would burn. No one would complain. But when Mr. Titano moved in, that's when everything it was different.
While the death investigation continues, Garrido Titano says Etton Lane will never be the same.
It's sad that he's gone. He was a really good buddies with my husband. Play darts, help each other, joke around, go to garage sales or to sell at the flea market just to, make money, He's gone. We'll miss him.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.